Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 4th. Thank you for watching News 8 Now at noon. I'm Sophia Pullman. Let's get to some news today. It's been 8 months since La Crosse woman Jennifer Lee Peterson went missing. A friend who has known Peterson for 12 years says Peterson struggled with addiction and mental health. News 8 Now's Dua Ishrar spoke to that friend who says she's holding on to hope that she'll someday see Peterson again.
She liked working out, so we would do like hiking and things like that.
Libby Trudeau says Jennifer Lee Peterson was a fun and outgoing woman.
I've known Jennifer for the past 12 years. We were really good friends at that time.
Both Trudeau and Peterson battled addiction. Trudeau got sober, but Peterson struggled.
I went into recovery 9 years ago, so I just kind of had to distance myself.
Still, Trudeau says they stayed in touch online. In June of 2022, Peterson asked if she could stay at Trudeau's home.
You know, I think she was just kind of running out of options on where to go, but I really value my sobriety.
That was the last time Trudeau would hear from Peterson.
Jennifer Peterson was last seen in La Crosse on September 27th.
Chantel Phillips, a residential treatment therapist, says mental health and substance abuse go hand in hand.
There's a lot of shame and stigma associated with mental health and addiction issues.
Trudeau says she wants people to know there is help.
I feel like maybe that should change, and if we talk about it, it helps remove the stigma.
La Crosse police say they're still searching for Peterson.
And that delay sometimes people are really concerned about, rightly so, but just know that we are still looking into everything and still trying to gather that information.
Trudeau says she hopes Peterson knows there are people who love her.
Feel a deep sense of guilt for not, helping her and for kind of walking away when we did.
People who are still waiting for Peterson to come home. Reporting in La Crosse, Dua Ishrar, News 8 Now.
La Crosse police say Peterson mentioned relocating and has a history of living in other states. La Crosse PD say they have reached out to other states and departments. If you have any tips about Peterson's whereabouts, contact La Crosse Area Crime Stoppers. Highway 35 going through Fountain City is now open. The Buffalo County Sheriff's Office confirmed this. The road closed down over a week ago because of the Mississippi River flooding. Starting today, traffic on Highway 43 will be detoured for road construction. Southbound traffic will be detoured on Mankato Avenue from East Bellevue Street to Sarnia Street. Traffic on northbound Mankato Avenue going to Sarnia Street will also be detoured. The detours will last through May 10th.
Clear skies right now across much of the area this afternoon, and things are going to continue to remain that way with just a mix of sun and clouds really as we head into the rest of the afternoon hours. Here's a look at the last 6 hours, and we were dealing with a few light showers here across portions of the northern Chippewa Valley area. But other than that, things have been pretty quiet so far today. Current temperature readings are in the low 70s, 71 in Eau Claire and also into La Crosse, 73 though if you're in Winona, 69 however in Sparta, 64 in Viroqua, and temperatures Prairie du Chien, Basketball into the low 70s here. So here's a check on the afternoon forecast for you throughout the rest of the day. Again, just a mix of overall sun and clouds. Much warmer temperatures today as highs will climb into the mid-70s during the later afternoon hours today. And also a slight breeze here out of the southwest to west-southwest around 10 to 15 miles an hour during the day here today as well. So I'll be back with a check on your full weather forecast. I'll let you know about any upcoming possible rain chances that we may have to deal with later this week. That and more a little bit later. Sophia?
Buy one pair of socks, give one pair of socks. That's the strategy Trade Home shoe stores around the country use to help encourage shoppers to help those in need. Trade Home Shoes in La Crosse was able to donate 1,400 pairs of socks to Catholic charities. Although socks may not be the first item that comes to mind when donating clothing items, Catholic charity leaders say they can see a huge difference in a person's everyday life.
Man, a fresh pair of socks on your feet just makes someone feel so much more comfortable and really gives people dignity in our community.
If you need a pair of socks, you can visit the Catholic Charities La Crosse office. They also have a men's clothing closet and food pantry available. We have more information on News8000.com. The Moon Tunes lineup is finally released. This year we'll have various tribute bands paying homage to groups like the Beatles. The lineup includes local acts like Tug. Moon Tunes will have beer from Pearl Street Brewery, ice cream from the Pearl, and multiple food trucks. Kids will be able to ride the rotary train around the park for free. Moon Tunes organizers say the concert series has become a great place to gather with friends.
People can come down and almost like invite your neighbors for a backyard barbecue here on the shores of the Mississippi River with probably one of the best band shells in the country, acoustically, visually. It's just a real blessing to have this in our downtown.
Moon Tunes begins on June 1st with Dukes of Hazzard star Tom Wopat and the Midwestern All-Star Band. Moon Tune concerts are held Thursday nights at 5:30. We have a full lineup on our website. After the break, the small business that received a very special visit from the second gentleman. More news is next.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A Minnesota restaurant owner made a trip to the White House and is getting national recognition. President Joe Biden named Abdirahman Kahin the National Small Business Owner of the Year. WCCO's Marielle Mose was in St. Paul when Vice President Kamala Harris's husband toured the restaurant.
An unexpected customer walked through the doors of Afro Deli and Grill in St. Paul Wednesday morning. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff and other Biden administration members met with the owner, Abdirahman Kahin, who just earned the title of National Small Business Owner of the Year.
I would have never imagined this day would come.
Kahin immigrated to the U.S. from Somalia in 1996 and brought a cuisine that was missing in Minnesota, serving up traditional African foods fused with Indian and Mediterranean flavors.
For the East African, for the Somali community, and for the people of color, that there is no limit in this country if you work hard.
One way that Afro Deli stayed open during the pandemic is through community service work, something that impressed the Second Gentleman.
They started doing meals during COVID, and they fed thousands of people during COVID, and what's amazing is they're still doing it.
On the tour, Emhoff saw Kahin's hardworking staff putting together 600 meals that will be brought to a low-income apartment complex in downtown St. Paul.
Seemed like a real pillar of the community kind of business, and I mean, a real reliable lunch spot.
After the excitement of the visit, it was business as usual for Afro Deli, who serves a busy lunch crowd during the work week. It's a favorite spot for Claire Thomas.
I mean, really exciting for the business. It seems really well deserved.
Kahin says this honor motivates him.
This will move me to open more restaurants and to be more engaged, especially with our community.
In St. Paul, Marielle Mose, WCCO News.
Kahin initially won Minnesota Small Business Owner of the Year. There are 4 Afro Deli and Grill locations across the Twin Cities. As we head to break, here's a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Stay with us. More news is next. Big news for people in the early stages of Alzheimer's disease. A new experimental drug has shown promising results in a large clinical trial, slowing cognitive decline in many patients. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on the clinical trial and when the drug maker plans to seek authorization from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
For the millions of Americans affected by Alzheimer's, the road to battling the disease has been bumpy, but an experimental medication is offering new hope.
It's not a cure. It is not going to be a miracle drug. It is a great first step.
Participants in a large clinical trial received the medicine donanemab by infusion once a month. The drug maker says it slowed declines in patients' ability to think clearly and perform daily tasks by more than a third. The drug works by removing plaque buildups in the brain known as amyloid that are a hallmark of Alzheimer's disease.
They only work at the very early stages of the disease. So if you have mild to moderate Alzheimer's dementia, it's too late.
That's why neurologist Douglas Shari with the Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says we need to build upon this research, stressing that early detection is critical. This latest drug is among a new group showing promise. The FDA granted accelerated approval for another experimental Alzheimer's drug called lecanemab in January. Robert Egge with the Alzheimer's Association says access to these new and upcoming drugs needs to improve.
That's what's the priority right now, is to make sure that these important treatments are available. If a patient and their doctor decide it's right for them, they can be sure that Medicare will have them available.
The drug maker plans to file for FDA approval by the end of June. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
There were some side effects of the drug reported. 3 of the more than 1,700 patients who took part in the trial over 18 months died. 2 of those deaths were attributed to adverse events such as brain swelling. Here is a look at CityCam 8. Derek is in next with our forecast.
Well, sure, it's a beautiful start here from downtown La Crosse, courtesy of CityCam 8 for this gorgeous view outside here. As you can see, mixed clouds and sunshine there behind me. Current temperatures in La Crosse 71 degrees with a south wind at around 10 miles an hour. River stage 13.07 feet, and that continues to drop here along the Mississippi River. So some good news to share there. 71 degrees, lots of sunshine here. Light south-southwest winds at 5, 763.5 is that Chippewa River stage, which also continues to drop here to this afternoon. Current temperatures are into the upper 60s, low 70s. We're seeing 73 degrees in Winona, 69, however, in Volkfield, 69 in both Sparta and also in Viroqua. We're also seeing the low 70s down in Prairie du Chien and also in Boscobel. So here's a look at your afternoon planner. 75 degrees, partly cloudy skies at 3 p.m., 5 o'clock, 75, and still partly cloudy. We will turn mostly cloudy, however, with temperatures at 73 as we head closer towards those early evening hours today, with our forecast highs expected to reach mainly the mid-70s in a lot of locations. And in fact, a few spots like Winona, Black River Falls, maybe even Sparta, reaching those mid to upper 70s during the afternoon hours. Very above average for this time of the year. We got a southerly southwest wind flow that we're working with out ahead of this low pressure system, currently positioned to our north, and that has been responsible for producing a little bit of some light showers across portions of the western Great Lakes. And you can see some of those showers just off to the east that continue to move away from us here this afternoon, while we continue to remain in the clear with just a few clouds here around the area. And overall, just that mix of clouds and sun can be said here throughout much of the day today. Now, heading into overnight tonight, we will be watching the possibility of a couple of scattered showers here across portions of the area. And again here as we head into tomorrow afternoon, with some rumbles of thunder also possible too. We'll keep the same activity in the forecast as we head into tomorrow night into early Saturday. And there is more to come, because what's going to happen is that low is going to weaken as it drops south, but the remaining frontal boundary associated with it is still going to prompt some showers and storms here to work with for tomorrow and also through most of the weekend, as you'll see here on Sky Tracker. And we will continue to see some off and on showers and storms associated with this frontal boundary as we head into later on this weekend. So that's why we are still looking at some pretty decent rain chances around here tomorrow through Sunday. And then after that, we're going to be much drier as we head into next week. High temperatures still remaining into the mid-70s here for the most part. Looks like one of our warmest days will probably be around Monday with that high of 76, and maybe even to next week on Thursday with that high of 76 degrees as well. Meanwhile, those low temperatures into the 50s. Now, don't forget as well, you can download our free First Warn weather app. It's free on the Google Play or the Apple App Store. You get everything when it comes to your 8-day forecast, those current weather conditions, anywhere you are, and also you get all those weather forecasts as well right there at your fingertips. Plus, you will get those you will get any weather alerts too that get issued, especially when it comes in handy on those things like alert days. But luckily, Sophia, I don't see any alert days right now in the forecast, but it is something to be aware of.
I need to do that like today. I still don't have it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so don't pull a Sophia. Pull out your phone right now and
I know you'd
download
be
it.
disappointed.
Actually, pull out your phone right now and do it.
Do it right now. Thanks, Derek. When we come back, today is the day to celebrate the galaxy that is far, far away. Ways to celebrate May 4th when we return.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
May the 4th be with you. Today, May 4th, is known as Star Wars Day to celebrate one of the most well-loved movie franchises in history. Grab some popcorn and binge the many Star Wars films that have been produced or the TV and streaming spin-offs. You can also take a moment to remember the late actress Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia. So, to all of you watching, May the 4th be with you. I'm gonna need my own, like, what are they called? Lightsaber, yes. Stay with us. We'll have one more check of your forecast when we return.
Here's a final check on your 8-day forecast, looking at a chance of scattered showers and storms tomorrow through this weekend. Heading into next week, looking at much drier, highs still into the 70s, lows into the 50s, but overall enjoy the sunshine, what we got today, because we do have those chances of storms in the forecast here tomorrow on the weekend.
I'm really hoping that 30% on Saturday goes down.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Thanks, Derek. And thank you for watching News 8 Now. You can catch us again at 5 and 6. Thank you for watching News 8. Have a great afternoon.